Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am making some keto refried beans made from eggplant. Yes, eggplant, they are so good. You will love them too. So keep on watching for the recipe. And if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you're notified that every time that I post. Hey guys, so when I posted the picture of the keto refried beans that I made the other day, I had so many people reach out to me wanting the recipe, wanting to know how I made them. So I'm gonna go ahead and record for you guys. I'm gonna keep it as simple as possible. Honestly, it's super simple to make, and they taste just like refried beans. My husband tried them, and I had a few other people try them, and they taste almost exactly the same. I will show you how I made them. So as far as ingredients, I'm keeping it super simple. The main ingredient is going to be your eggplant. This is a good sized eggplant. At first I was like, oh, that's not going to be enough, but trust me, it made plenty. One eggplant will maybe be certain for about 3 people depending on how much you eat. These are my leftovers. This is half of what I had with only one eggplant. So it's kind of those, you know, Mexicans keep their containers. This is one of those ones that you get cotija cheese from like the marqueta. Anyway, I have longaniza here. You can use chorizo, whatever. I use this one. I get this at Aldi. It's really good. Salt. To make things easy, I have garlic powder. I always use avocado oil. I love this one. I get it at Costco. Some onion, because I wanted the beans to be as close as possible to the real thing, so I do saute some onion into the beans, and then some queso fresco as a topper. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut and peel this. So I've already washed it, you can tell. So I'm gonna cut off, gonna toss that, and then I'm gonna go in and just peel. I'm just gonna peel this. Then I'm gonna go in and cut this in rounds, about an inch wide. I don't take off the seeds, you could, but I just blend it in. It doesn't affect the texture or anything of the stuff. So after they're cut in rounds, I will just kind of start then cubing this out. So I just caught, and I'm doing this so they cook faster and more evenly. So then I will take, and then I cube it. After it's all been diced, this is kind of how much you're left with. This is one eggplant. It is gonna cook down after, once it starts cooking, it'll cook down. So we got our eggplant. Now you're gonna take the longaniza or your chorizo. Depends how much you want in the recipe. I put half of it. Some avocado oil, just a little bit, really, just a little bit. I'm gonna add the longaniza. Just have it cooked down. I had it on high, but now that the pan is warmed up, I have turned it down to medium. And I'm just gonna cook it till it starts to brown a little bit. Once it's almost cooked all the way through, I'm gonna take and actually take like maybe like 1/3 of it. Like maybe I'm gonna remove that much. And I'm just gonna put it on a container. So I'm gonna just do this and just kind of set it aside. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the eggplant and then toss it in here. The eggplant will release water, so. And as it cooks, you'll notice that the eggplant is gonna start getting dark, start changing to brown, like a dark brown, and that kind of translucent. Once you have that kind of mixed in, so it cooks faster, you can get top and cover it. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more avocado oil, just a little bit. And then I'm gonna take garlic powder and add it on there. And garlic powder is pretty much to taste. I like garlic taste, so I'm gonna add that. And then I'm gonna add the salt. There's parts that are already kind of starting to brown. Don't cook it on too high of heat, guys, because if you cook it on too high heat, you'll burn the eggplant. So always keep it a medium low. Cover it, give it a few seconds, then open it and give it a little stir. And once it's mushy and translucent, you're starting to get translucent, that's when you know it's ready. So now I'm gonna take this in here and put it into the blender. At this point, you can try it and see if you want more. I like to add it once I've blended it, a little bit more salt and a little bit more garlic. I could do it in my Vitamix blender, but because I don't want it to be so super smooth, I wanted to have somewhat of a texture to it. I'm doing it in the regular blender. You can add just like a little bit of water, not too much. That should be good. So now we blend. It's gonna take some work, so I usually grab something like this to kind of work it into there. I do add just a tiny bit of onion here. Just a little bit. tell it's starting to get that that bean consistency. To the same pan, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more of avocado oil to saute the onion. So that. I'm gonna throw in I'm gonna throw in a little bit of onion, not too much. Alright, so the onions have started to brown a little bit. I accidentally had it a little too high. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna throw in the longaniza that I had taken out earlier and just toss it in here. The reason that I do this, guys, is to give the beans more texture. And to give them, just so they're not like this puree in my mouth. Who wants that, of beans? I do this, so now I go ahead and brown everything, and then I'll toss in the beans, and I'll show you that in a second. These are kind of like frijoles puercos, refried beans. They're really good, guys. If you make them, please make sure to tag me. Let me know. I'd love to see what you do. You could definitely add, you know, the traditional frijoles puercos have like chunks of cheese in the beans, and I know my mother-in-law also does olives, so you could do that as well. But we are just keeping things simple today, and this is what I'm doing. Okay, now since everything's kind of brown, I'm gonna go ahead and take the beans and dump them in here. I've turned it to low for the time being, that way my beans don't burn. So you see this? Oh my goodness, guys. Again, at this point, you can try them. If you feel you need more flavor, you can always adjust, add as you go. Make sure you turn your heat down to low when you're doing this part, because it does take some time to get completely off here. Then I'll just go and kind of mix all of this in, guys. Pretty much done. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it onto something. Here is the finished product. I've added some cheese on top. Such yummy goodness here. I've added some queso fresco on top. You can see the texture of it it's just like beans, guys. Like, it's exactly like refried beans, and the fact that I left some of the longaniza out helps the texture. Right, I have a big spoon, but I'm gonna go ahead and try it because this looks so good. It is. So, big spoon, sorry. So good. You guys need to try. Again, if you do try, don't forget to tag me. Let me know how you like it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I will answer them.